Ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. This is also the YouTube channel vlog show of personality, positivity, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the host of the show, the perpetrator of the shenanigans from his big beefy man cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Shenanigans, Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And this is episode 303 of the show. What's going on, everybody? Now, we're going to have a little bit of fun here. We're going to talk about what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. That's right. If I'm the wrestling co-jock of 2022, I better live up to that. Why not talk about what happened on Raw last night? And to say the least, it's going to be a lot of fun. As you know, next week on Monday Night Raw is the 30th anniversary celebration. That's right. Raw is 30, or triple. Everybody's talking about Raw Triple X. And I was watching on Twitter, I'm like, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, I can come up with some great jokes on that one about some certain wrestlers. I get two in mind: Sonny, Val Venus, and the story. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, the Bloodline once again decided to wreak havoc on Monday Night Raw. But this time around, they were doing it the right way. As you know, Solo Sikoa and the Usos kicked off, and they're saying, you know, they're talking about next week on Monday Night Raw. They're saying that every generation of the Bloodline will be next week's Monday Night Raw for the 30th anniversary celebration. Oh boy, right? Judgment Day interrupts the Usos. As you know, Finn Balor had a huge matchup that would be later on in a 6-way elimination matchup, and he still got hurt ribs after what Otis did to him. So, and they said they're going to be claiming now, there are rumors going around that the tag team titles will be once again separated. So the Judgment Day is challenging the Usos for those tag team titles next week on Monday Night Raw. A lot of smack talk going around. Dominic started smack talking. They're dissing him. And then Solo Sikoa got in the face of Dominic. Then Rhea Ripley decided to, get in between the two second-generation superstars, by the way. And then Dominic hits Solo Sikoa, and everybody starts fighting. Both teams brawl. Then once again, Rhea Ripley and Sikoa in the middle of the ring. And Sikoa was about to do the Samoan spike on Rhea. Mustafa Ali came from behind. They fight it out, and their match was coming up next. And the two went at it, and Solo Sikoa once again wins it, but the Usos try to get involved beforehand. Kevin Owens tries to even up things, and then Owens flips out of the Bloodline, like tossing chairs at him, and then like officials, including Anna Pierce, try to calm him down. And it seems like to me he's trying to send a message to the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. Bobby Lashley cuts a promo on the 6-man elimination matchup to decide the number one contender for the United States title. Lashley says he's going to win it. And then Cody Rhodes was training in the Nightmare Factory for his return at the Royal Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Rhodes coming back at the Royal Rumble. Huge news. Is he going to be in the Royal Rumble matchup? If he is, he could end up winning the whole thing. I'm hoping that will be the case. And Kevin Owens does not get by Roman Reigns. I'm hoping that Cody Rhodes ends up winning the Royal Rumble. Byron Saxton interviewed Elias about entering the Royal Rumble. MVP interrupts Elias. This is Elias. He said, well, I'll tell you what. Challenge in the matchup. You want to challenge me for a match? That's fine. But then, it looks like a lot of things have been happening around MVP as of late, and I'll explain. Then they had the Street Profits versus Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin. MVP shows up at ringside, but despite that, the Street Profits didn't end up winning the matchup. MVP was talking to them. Cedric Alexander's flipping out. He's getting upset. He's no, bro. Got a hunch. There are rumors going around that the Hurt Business is getting back together. The band is getting back together. But one little addition. I wouldn't say little, but I'll explain. I will explain down the road. Captain Kelly interviews the Judgment Day, and Alpha Academy once again interrupts him. And then Finn Balor trying to begin. Listen, you got a matchup. Let me and Dominic handle this one. Damian Priest tells Finn Balor, let me and Dominic handle it. Then Becky Lynch comes out, addresses the Cincinnati crowd. She came through the crowd, calls out Bayley. Bayley and Damage Control show up. Dakota Kai, the lovely Io Sky, the women's tag team champions. You know what, Becky, and then they're talking back and forth. Becky goes, you know what? I'm challenging you to a steel cage match next week on Raw. It's 30. And Becky goes, no problem. Fine. So even Dakota Kai and Io Sky were kind of shocked. Steel cage. So, and then Becky walks away. Mustafa Ali talks to Dolph Ziggler again, and he says, listen, you dissed me and all that. And then finally, Ali hits Ziggler, knocks Dolph Ziggler down. And Ziggler was going to, now do I have your attention? It seems like to me, Ali and Ziggler, that will be a heck of a matchup. Elias waits for MVP in the ring. And MVP's talking, and he sends Omos in his place. I'm like, Elias is a dead man walking. Omos, no problem. Ends up winning the matchup. Byron Saxton interviewed Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce says, we're getting ready for the Royal Rumble. Raw is Raw is Triple X, or Raw is 30. We're going to and then Akira Tozawa interrupts Pierce, saying he wants in the Royal Rumble. He said, well, I'll get you a match with somebody. You can qualify. I don't know if it's a Royal Rumble qualification match or not. Judgment Day versus Alpha Academy. Judgment Day, that Dominic and Damian did win the matchup, and they'll be set for next week's Raw Tag Team title match against the Usos. And then a battle of beautiful Asian ladies. I'm sure Gary will probably appreciate this. Mia Yim against Io Sky. Heck of a matchup. Chin, though, did win the matchup, and she had Candice LeRae in her corner, while Io had Dakota and Bayley. And it seems to me that I think Candice LeRae and Chin could end up forming a team. We'll find out in the weeks to come. Then Bianca Belair comes out, calls out Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss responds to Belair. Both women started brawling, and as they were brawling all over the arena, Uncle Howdy shows up, distracts Bianca Belair, giving Bliss the ability to knock her out. But then Akira Tozawa got the match what he wanted, but the opponent is none other than Bronson Reed. Who won that matchup? Bronson Reed. Me, I say more. And Byron Saxton interviewed Seth Rollins about the upcoming 6-man elimination matchup to crown a new the number one contender for Austin Theory's United States heavyweight title. And Seth Rollins says he's going to win the whole thing. Then there was a six-way elimination matchup. As you know, the last man left standing ends up winning the matchup. Then Austin Theory joins on commentary, but during the matchup, Omos and MVP were showing up. That's the thing I want to talk to you about. Hurt Business. Could Bobby Lashley, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin come back? And is Omos going to be part of it? If Omos is going to be part of the Hurt Business, I detect that the Hurt Business is going to be a lot more stronger, a lot more powerful with Omos in their corner, and they're going to be deadly, and they're going to be tough to deal with. That's for sure. Bad enough you got Lashley. Alexander, and Benjamin. We add Omos to that team. Oh boy, MVP is doing something great here. Or elimination. The Miz got eliminated first. Then Dolph Ziggler got eliminated. Then Finn Balor. Then Baron Corbin was down between Rollins and Lashley. And then the presence of Omos and MVP just kind of distracted Rollins. gives the Lashley the victory. And next week, Lashley, Austin Theory for the United States title on Raw is 30. That is the card. So, that's all the time we have on this episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977 covering Monday Night Raw. I'll cover NXT tonight. Really excited about that. Oh, so here's some, like I said, there's some huge news considering the 30th anniversary, not just Monday Night Raw, of Power Rangers. I'll start the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, so we're talking wrestling for now. A lot of wrestling legends will be in now. Tatanka was contacted by WWE to appear because Tatanka was on the very first episode of Monday Night Raw back in 1983, but he was going to go out to celebrate with his son. His son's wrestling team won a championship. He wants to be with his son to celebrate. Family comes first, so Tatanka applauded for that and respect. And I'm sure they understood. So, I think a good video greeting to the fans out there would be nice as well. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker will be there. Ric Flair, I've heard he's going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there as well. Personally, I hope a lot of ladies are going to be there, including Melina. I want to see Melina on Monday Night Raw because she was part of that for a long time. For quite a long time. So, like I said, on a separate episode, I'm going to talk about the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers, including Cosmic Fury. A lot of things are happening. A lot of changes have been happening. I'm really excited to tell you all about it. And I'm probably going to do some covering of Power Rangers. In fact, the top of the Shenanigans Charts segment, you're going to see some lists of favorite things of Power Rangers of mine. And believe me, you're going to like the episodes. Trust me on this one. I'll probably will try to get to you on that one. Next episode will be the 19th edition of High Rollers, aka Trebek Tuesday. Gonna honor the late great Alex Trebek. So that's all. So that will be on the docket. So that's it. That's all the time we have on the show. And so until the next episode comes rolling around, episode 304 rolls around. Mr. Announcer, please take us home. And remember, do not let anybody pee in your Cheerios. See ya. See you next episode.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.